Welcome to the Battle Science Podcast, a Pokemon Go PvP podcast where we talk about Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go's events, Go Battle League, and the Sylph Arena, and all things that pertain to Pokemon Go PvP. I am one of your hosts, Steven, aka aBoyInTheWoods, joined as always by Jesse, aka RocketAdminJ.
Good evening, everyone.
And good evening, it is indeed. We are looking at the 16th of June, 2021. We have a light news offering, a light smattering of news today. So we're probably looking at significantly less than the 2.5 hour time length of the last couple of podcasts.
We kind of forgot to spread it out a little bit, but there's a lot of information in the last one if you want to go back and give it a listen.
Yeah, hopefully those time codes are helping people out with skipping the rants that they may or may not care about, or get into the news sections or the meta-analysis sections that are more important to them. So, it is mid-June. A couple of pieces of news, a couple of events coming up. Ooh, you know what I don't have on the dock here that maybe we talk about a little bit is the current Sylph meta. I keep wanting to call it Voyager, and it's not Voyager, it's Venture. Venture Cup. And how kind of grody it's become, so maybe we talk maybe we talk a little bit about that. We'll see what our timing's like. But before we hop into the news analysis or the meta roundup, nailed it, I want to tell you that the Battle Science Podcast is brought to you by our wonderful patrons over at patreon.com/battlescience. You can become a patron of Battle Science and the Battle Science Podcast by going to patreon.com/battlescience and backing us at $1 tier or more. That gets you access to the bonus Battle Science After Dark podcast, which is available to anyone that backs us on Patreon. The backlog of the B-SADs, as we call them, is available. Our last episode from May, what did we talk about in May?
I honestly don't remember.
Was it libations? Inebriation?
Oh, we were doing ad reads and what we thought about
Oh,
commercials.
yeah. That was kind of fun. Maybe I'll actually write a legitimate rate and go snap through a ad read for the next, not an actual ad read, an ad read I'm never going to get paid for the next B-SAD. That should be next week, a little bit later on in June, but I don't think we have. Did we have an idea? Oh, that's right. I wanted to talk about RPG mechanics, more hardcore RPG mechanics, and some of the mechanics from the main series games and how they might relate back into Pokemon Go in the next Battle Science After Dark podcast, which does include swearing and swearing. So
profanity.
Our profanities. So if you are uncomfortable with that or are very interested in that, again, $1 tier or more on patreon.com/battlescience. You can also back us at $5 or more to become a Patreon producer to get your name shout out and to support us even more. You can join the likes of June's Patreon producers for the month of July by joining that tier. Speaking of our June patrons, or Patreon producers, we have Dolphin93, Jamar, and Winston the Champ. Thank you for backing us on Patreon at the Patreon producer level. Let's see. Patreon, the thingy things. Oh, sorry that this episode is coming out a little bit behind in, patrons are getting it.
It'll still come out on Friday.
Yeah, it'll still come out on Friday, so realistically, anyone that listens to it on podcast services won't know the delay. Patreon producers, sorry about the delay in one day. You'll still receive it. You'll receive it the day after it records, as always, because Twitch is, affiliate? Supporter? Yep. Whichever lower tier of Twitch
not
goodness
partner.
We are. Yeah, not part. Yeah, Twitch not partner we are. Twitch gets the 24-hour other bigger streamers don't have to deal with it, and I don't know how, if there's like another clause or something in their own contracts. If they have, I imagine they have their own contracts where they can do whatever they want with it, their own content. But the Battle Science podcast has to have a 24-hour exclusivity to Twitch for us to accept bits and subs and stuff on Twitch, even though we have never gotten enough subs or bits on Twitch to make it beneficial for us. But the patrons are going to get it tomorrow night, aka the 17th. You'll get it the 17th at around 6, and then it will go live. I might push it back a little bit later to release on podcast services, just to make it a little bit better, a little bit more fair, maybe. I don't know. Life's not fair. Maybe I'll make it a little more fair or something, and put it out on podcast services a little bit later on in the day on Friday. So maybe Friday evening. Yes, delays. Sometimes it happens, but we still have not missed a week. We've not missed a week. So, or every other week. So I'm getting pinged. Why am I getting pinged?
That's just me sending you stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Am I missing anything? Do we hit Patreon? I forgot to hit my stopwatch.
You are recording, right?
Yes, we are recording. Let me make a quick note to show how far behind I am. Let's see. I started 9 seconds ago. We've been recording 7 minutes, so about 7 minutes behind. Sick. That way I'm not absolutely stumbling over time codes that make no sense. Okay, let's hit some buttons.
Giddy up now. This is the news roundup.
All right, we're in the split button. We're in the news roundup. This news update went live. Let's see, it would be 6/9. So last week, about this time last week. Earlier on in the week, there were some issues with Zionic in particular. Noticed that, and actually, give me a second, and I'll pull up the tweets here. Zionic and a couple of other Pokemon Go PvPers recognized that Go Battle League's rewards were inconsistent with previous season's rewards.
As far as Stardust.
As far as Stardust, that is correct. Let's see, early numbers. I've passed it. And so it took a day or so for them for it to be really confirmed and for the entire community to really be on the same page. So let's see. Zionic's tweet from June 5th. GBL Season 8. Stardust rewards cut by 50%. 4 weeks of ×2 Stardust. 3 GBL nights of 3 times Stardust. You will average 18% less Stardust than Season 7 that had 0 Stardust events. And then he links to a Reddit thread. These aren't on stream. I apologize. Here, let me put this up here. Here's the Reddit article from user /FMC Garts, GARTS. Let's review Season 8 GBL Stardust set rewards. So the amount was drastically cut. There was quite a number of days of questioning and outrage. Mark that down as a community outrage for my 2021 year predictions. That this change in Stardust may or may not have been a bug, but it certainly wasn't being communicated by Niantic, and there was a pretty big problem with that. That it wasn't transparent, that whether changes were meant to be made or not, that something was different and there was no transparency. So they announced on Twitter, let's see, let me go back to see if I have availability to see the response to this. Did we get a... Let me go back to Pokemon Go. Let me find that. See if I can find their response here. I'll have to go back a little bit. Would have been around the 9th or a little bit before. Okay. There was some scuttlebutt about Niantic not actually like apologizing or what have you. Niantic's tweet from June 9th with the blog post update with the Stardust adjustments. Trainers, we've updated our blog with more details about this change. We sincerely apologize for the initial oversight and hope you enjoy the bonus Stardust at the end of Season 8. So we haven't gotten to how they've adjusted Stardust here for this season.
Whoops are bad.
Basically.
But we don't have to say it was our bad.
Yeah, it's weird. Maybe it was the Niantic help. Maybe it wasn't exclusively.
It caused a lot of problems, but
yes.
The long and short is it sounds like it's been fixed.
If it was a bug, it's been fixed. If it was done on purpose, it's been set back to the other duration. So going back to the main article, or the blog update from June 9th. Trainers, we have increased the Stardust rewards for Go Battle League to match the amount awarded at the end of Season 7. The initial reduction was an oversight, and we apologize for the inconvenience it caused. It didn't really cause an inconvenience. It was just something that everyone questioned. It didn't stop people from playing.
Well, so that not entirely true. That it didn't cause an inconvenience. Because to be relative in the game, you have to power up and change things every other day as a new meta.
Right.
Stardust is a bar to entry for PvP.
Yeah, that's true. So there were some people that stopped playing Go Battle League because they didn't think the rewards were worth it. I don't blame people for having that opinion, but you're still getting consistent Stardust, so it's
right. But to say it wasn't, it's based on the person that's playing. Let's put it that way. It's each individual case.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I didn't notice a difference, but that's because I didn't pay attention. Am I upset? I feel like I was kind of cheated out of free Stardust if that was the case, but if that was their intention to moving forward to reduce it, then, I mean, for me, I can't say, hey, you guys ripped us off if that was the intention to begin with.
Yeah, it's not having all of the information as far as on Sylph's side, we don't get a really big picture as far as like we can always point fingers, but it's one of those things that like that's kind of unfounded. If it were just a bug, then it's been fixed and we don't have to worry about it. And they're adjusting this.
But again, like you mentioned, they don't have to come out right and say that they messed up if they did.
They don't have to say that it was on purpose. They don't have they under no circumstances have to say what the reason the Stardust was less, whether it be a bug, whether it be someone accidentally putting a decimal point somewhere, or on purpose reducing the Stardust gained from GBL.
Yeah.
They don't have to mention what it is. The biggest thing that this hurts is the community's trust in Niantic as far as more transparency, because we saw this was being shared around on like the 5th. It took until the 9th for the blog post to go up. It was the 6th or 7th that they put something out on Twitter, I think via Niantic help, that like, hey, there's something else going on. We've adjusted it, or we've reverted it back. We'll give you more details in a blog post. And the update in the blog post is a paragraph, which, again, all they need is a sentence or two that basically says it's been changed. There's another adjustment that's been made to try and rectify things. We're sorry.
Yeah. But you know how this community is with how they want it right now.
Yes.
It's incredibly unfortunate, and it does kind of hamper trust. But again, they never came out and said, one of the things that we've always wanted from Niantic since the beginning of the game is patch notes.
That would be great.
Tell us you're going to do that.
Yeah.
If it's something that you decide, the very next day we're just going to do this and not tell us, that kind of alienates your player base. And that's how you get people mad.
Yeah, even if it's a bug that no one's encountered, I'd love to see a bug report saying, we've tightened up the graphics on level 3, even though no one's been to level 3 in forever, and no one's noticed that, the graphics weren't tightened up. That's a classic video game meme, by the way.
Oh, really?
Have you not heard tighten up the graphics on level 3?
No.
Yeah, that's like in layman's terms, someone that's like either, usually it's like corporate people or business people are like, yeah, this game's not good, like go fix it. And like with the general response of like, go tighten up the graphics on level 3. And it's like, there's no tightening to improve graphics.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that you call it graphics is dumb. Be more specific if you're talking about the rendering of the render or render engine. Are we talking about lighting? Are we talking about textures?
No.
What are we talking about?
I think the long and short and the TDLR of this part is
TLDR?
Patch notes would be great. More transparency about what you guys are doing.
As always.
And
more resources. Don't cut off our resources.
Yeah, we need our Stardust. Insert that meme of the guy scratching his chin. Hey, you got any more of that Stardust?
This game is hard enough on our in-game resources that like lowering any particular instance of acquisition of those resources hurts. Yeah. So
and XLs are a whole nother topic.
Yeah, XLs are there's a whole community debate, and however you're going to get XL candy and whatever you're doing, like
there's a hot take.
I'm not going to tell you no. Like, I'm not going to say attaching your phone to your dog and letting your dog run
So that's why you go on walks with the dog at night, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I have the game closed, so I do get walking distance.
I knew it.
But I'm walking with my dog, so technically speaking, I am actually putting forth the effort. I'm not letting the dog run off on its own, like being led by a RC car with a bone attached to it. That would be cheating.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Strap your phone to a drone and fly it around.
What you just referenced was spoofing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what you're talking about is basically spoofing. Also, drones.
Really?
Yeah, depending on the weight of a phone, the drones.
The phone won't catch things though, unless you strap a Go Plus or something to it.
True. And even the Go Plus wouldn't do it because you have to hit the button.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but you're like borderline spoofing at that point, so don't do that. Don't do that. Don't spoof.
My dog spoofs.
My dog spoofs.
Oh,
my dog ate my Pokemon Go account. Let's see. That is.
I'll go over the next article if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to go super in depth, but yeah, we've got.
My body is Regi.
Gross. You should get that checked out. That sounds like a medical condition.
It's a solstice surprise. Regigigas is coming to 5-star raids. So before we get into this article, one thing that I kind of saw passed around the local community too, around where we live here, is they see Regigigas coming to 5 stars. We've had him in 5-star raids before, haven't we?
EX raids.
was it only EX raids or was it available for a short time in a 5-star?
I believe it was only in EX raids.
Okay. So for those who might not know what EX raids are and have recently come to Pokemon Go, back pre-COVID, we used to have this thing where you would do raids and interact with gyms that were EX eligible. You can still click on most gyms nowadays and still see the tag. They haven't removed it from the game. So there is hope that this will come back. But what happens was you would do raids or interact with the gym by battling it or putting a defender at it. And you would get invited on a certain time and a certain date to do a premium raid, which were called EX raids. Originally, those were Mewtwo, I think was the first one. It was Mewtwo, Deoxys's forms, and I think just Regigigas.
Yes.
I'm not sure if we had anything else.
And those were coordinated, the EX raids were coordinated times so you could communicate with the rest of your community to build lobbies within the, how long were they usually? An hour?
Yeah.
So
hour raid.
Yeah.
And then that was the most primitive form, I think, of remote raiding, because you could invite a single friend to join the raid, but they'd have to come to the raid, but you could remotely give them a raid pass.
Yes.
So it's interesting to see where that's come as far as it has. But once COVID hit, they kind of shut down EX raids, and we haven't seen those come back yet. So here's hoping in the future we find a way to maybe see Niantic make remote EX raids, because I know one of the biggest problems people had when they did do EX raids was trainers that would travel for events like GoFest and stuff would go to GoFest in Chicago, do a raid there, go back home, and then be invited to an EX raid back in Chicago.
Yeah, like 3 days later, they'd get the EX raid for 3 days after that.
Yeah. So lots of fun shenanigans back when those were a thing, but let's go ahead and dive into this announcement here. Trainers, to celebrate the days getting longer in one hemisphere and the nights following suit in the other, Pokemon Go's Solstice theme event is returning. Depending on which hemisphere you're playing in, you will be able to encounter and catch different Pokemon during this event. Dates and times are Thursday, June 17th, 2021, which will be tomorrow for us as of this podcast, and then yesterday if you're listening to it on Friday or in the past prior, at 10 a.m. to Sunday, June 20th. So this is only 3 days. Wow, that's a short event.
Yes.
At 8 p.m. local time.
I think because the solstice itself is on like Friday or Saturday, so.
Yeah. So here are some of the features that are coming to the Solstice event. You have Regigigas coming to 5-star raids, but Regigigas will be out longer than the event itself. It'll be from June 17th at 10 a.m. till Thursday, July 1st, 2020 at 10 a.m. local time. You can encounter Regigigas in 5 stars. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny one. As Proto Man mentioned in the Discord, we haven't heard of it getting any new moves. It's just the shiny form being released. And if you are anything of a main series gamers, Regigigas is one of the slowest Pokemon in the series. It does not have good fast moves. It is based on hidden power and its elements and Zen Headbutt. But it does have a very, in the main series games, it does have a very big move pool of potential charge moves that we could see come to Pogo someday. But as of right now, it's still got kind of meh charge moves.
Regigigas is butt cheeks.
I actually debated with Proto Man on this one. I thought for the longest time it got lock on, but Regigigas does not learn lock on in any instance. So if they were for some reason to give it lock on, that would be out of context, much like Primeape with Ice Punch. So I do not think that will be happening. It does get some interesting moves like Body Slam in the main series games. I don't know if that helps it much. Regigigas is the equivalent to Slacking as far as legendaries, if that makes any context.
It's big and chunky, but it's absolutely useless.
Yeah. I mean, it's, if we could put this in gyms, it would probably be about as bad as Blissey.
It's the equivalent of like a 5-story tall building made out of turd. It's big, it's in the way, and it stinks. It can be used to block things, but literally that's it.
I'm going to be honest. I actually like Regigigas' concept. Don't poop on it too much.
It's a cool concept. I think the problem is, though, it's
just
useless. Zen Headbutt is atrocious. Maybe at some point it actually becomes somewhat relevant, but if it does, I can't imagine it's going to get an energy gain boost. It's probably just going to be a harder hitting move.
I mean, it can learn Pound in the main series game, so we can give it
Pound won't help it either. Pound won't help it that much either.
It'll get stabbed.
It is a normal type, and that's it. Like, good for it, I guess. But
it's unfortunate, but shiny collectors go crazy, go nuts, go spin that wheel and try and get your blue Regigigas.
Go stupid, go crazy. Oh baby.
Trainers globally will be able to encounter Lunatone, Solrock, Spheal, and more in the wild. If you're lucky, you might encounter Snorlax, because you didn't make us spend enough money trying to find it shiny when it was in raids. Now we're putting it in the wild, and it's probably going to have the same spawn rate as what was the bug one? I forget its name. Sawaddle.
Very, very low.
Trainers in the Northern Hemisphere will be able to counter the following Pokemon in the wild: Yanma, Chimchar, Summer Deerling, and more. If you're lucky, you might find a shiny Yanma. It's a pretty cool looking shiny. Trainers in the Southern Hemisphere will be able to encounter the following Pokemon: Snorunt, Snover, Winterform, Deerling, and more. And if you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny Snorunt. The following Pokemon will be appearing in raids in the Northern Hemisphere: Alolan Marowak, Yanma, Petalil, and more. And in the Southern Hemisphere, you have to look forward to Lapras, Piloswine, Snorunt, and more. The Pokemon that will be appearing in raids worldwide will be Lunatone, Solrock, Clink. And if you complete event-exclusive field research tasks to earn rewards like encounters with Yanma if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and Snorunt in the Southern Hemisphere, and even Silver Pinebs if you're lucky. So Protoman and his girlfriend have been very voiceably complaining to me about how there is a huge lack of Silver Pinebs. And I was like, well, obviously you're not PvPing enough. And Protoman came back at me. He's like, no, it's pretty bad even in PvP. So this is a good opportunity to stock up on those silvers. You might want to save some of those for GoFest once it comes up here soon, next month. Use that for some good limited spawns. Like for us, I think it's Sock that's limited. Use it for things like Chatot if you want to get some extra Chatot candy. I know it's not great, but
yeah.
Take a few snapshots for surprise. So starting tomorrow, save your buddy photo until 10 a.m. if you can, if you're live listening here with us. You can get a reward special encounter. I don't know if it's been released, but I probably could jump on Reddit and find out what it is. I'm imagining if it's the Solstice, it's probably Lunatone or Solrock. That's just a random guess of mine. Bonuses: Lunatone and Solrock will be appearing more wild and around the world. Afterwards, like normal, we'll see them shift. Solrock will be exclusively appearing in the Western, while Lunatone will be moving to the Eastern. Your buddy Pokemon will be eager to help you on your adventures during the event. They'll give you gifts, gift items, and Pokeballs more frequently. The walking distance required to earn hearts with your buddy is also halved. So if you're trying to get your Sylveon without using the name trick, this is a great opportunity to get that. If you're trying to get XL candy or get your Ultra League Pokemon like Galvantula, A9, Jellicent, get those up to Ultra League XL levels, that's a great opportunity to do that too. And again, stay bold. Please be aware of your surroundings and follow guidelines from local health authorities when playing Pokemon Go. Upcoming events are subject to change. Please sure to follow us on social media and opt to receiving push notifications. Subscribe to our emails for up to blah, 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 blah. You know the jazz.
But you want me to give it a shot?
Go for it. Clears throat dramatically.
Please be aware of your surroundings and follow guidelines from local health authorities while playing Pokemon Go. Upcoming events are subject to change. Be sure to follow us on our social media, opt into receiving push notifications, and subscribe to our emails to stay updated. For the latest on in-game events and feature updates, please be sure to check out this help center article.
Eventually we'll read this so many times that we will have it down to a T.
Well, I think I pretty much nailed it. If I did another 1 or 2 takes, I could maybe nail it all in one. But I think I pretty much nailed it the first time, and if you edit it together, it's solid. So no one wants to hear me do 2 more takes of this. So I've read enough URLs here and read the boilerplate, always the same thing. At some point, it's not going to be here, and we're not going to recognize it, or it's not going to be here, and we're going to freak out. So one of the 2 of those will happen at some point. So
Solstice event, if you can get out and play, go for it.
Yes.
Personally, I have my regionals this weekend, so I will not be able to get out and go crazy on Saturday, but I will probably try to make up for it on Sunday.
Southern Hemisphere Snowrun and Snover, their evolutions of Frostlass and Abomasnow are fantastic. If you don't have those already, go get them. Go get some good ones, especially because unless you're actually encountering snow, snowy weather, those aren't going to be weather boosted. So
that's great for PvP.
Those are great for PvP, and those are great for you. If you're here in the Northern Hemisphere like us, Yanma might be good if we see a bug rework. But maybe. Chimchar's not good, and Deerling. It's all right. Lunatone and Solrock have actually had some
impressive play.
Yeah, some impressive play, I believe, especially in Great League, and I think in some cases in Ultra League as well.
That's when Pidgeot existed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They both have the rock type to be able to counter the flying. Without Pidgeot, the flyers, you're not seeing as much flyers. So you can still use them if you're looking for good PvP IV ones. You're still looking for the same. I believe the 0, 15, 15, or a slight variation of that is what you're looking for IVs. Moveset, I don't believe they have any legacy moves.
Not that I know
if I'm
of.
wrong, so you don't have to worry about elite TMing. They might have a legacy move, but I don't believe it's like exceptional for them, so you don't have to worry about spending elite TMs or anything for them. So
both their shinies are available too, and the Solrock's a nice like blood orange.
Yes. And Lunatone has like a blue eye rather than like a pink. So
yeah.
Spheal and Snorlax are both solid. Sphelio is a great ice type with a body slam. It would be amazing if it wasn't more reliant on Aurora Beam for ice damage, considering its fast move is Powdered Snow.
Yeah.
It would be like exceptional if it had. I'll talk about it later. If it had Weather Ball Ice, like that would be.
That'd be gross.
That would be bonkers, because then it would have no idea if it's a Weather Ball or a Body Slam. Even then, I mean that would be bonkers as well. So basically something better than Aurora Beam. Yeah, it would perform. It performs solid already. And then Walrein, unfortunately, its moveset is all right. Its stats, I believe, are bulk dependent.
Its stats are good, but the problem is ice is weak to everything.
Ice is weak to everything. It's an ice water, and in the same role,
it's a lesser Lapras.
Yeah, in the same role, Lapras wins. Lapras just performs better. The one thing to keep in mind is that Spheal is an ideal candidate for Community Day. So if you can stock up on candy or the good IV'd Spheal, keep an eye out for them just in the case that we get a Community Day for Seal. So
yeah.
Because its shiny hasn't been released, and it could be getting like an exceptional move. It could get Icy Wind, or because honestly, it even could get Powdered Snow, because I don't think Walrein.
Yeah, the third Walrein doesn't have Powdered Snow; it has Ice Shard and Frost Breath.
Is not fantastic. So
if it were to get Powdered Snow, that would make it a better performer than Lapras and Ultra and Master.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to move on to the final event piece of news we have here.
The Bidoof.
The Bidoof. The Beaver. This is, I believe, an innuendo, but the Beaver fever is here. Bidoof will be breaking out, and shiny Bidoof is coming. Bidoof! Trainers, Bidoof are coming. This is ominous if you read it only with the first sentence. We have no idea where they're coming from or what their aim is, but during the Bidoof breakout event, starting Friday, June 25th, Bidoof will be appearing more often in the wild. They might know attacks they can't normally learn, and shiny Bidoof will be making its Pokemon Go debut. How many Bidoof will you catch? Man, I could start singing. It's terrible that I know this song, Peanut Butter by RuPaul, unless you don't mind being like potentially very uncomfortable. Don't go listen, or don't either go listen to that or watch the music video. If you don't mind being uncomfortable, it's very catchy. It's also significantly inappropriate. So kids, don't look it up. How many Bidoof will you catch? When will it end? Read on for more details. Good luck. You're going to need it. I don't know why we'll need luck. It's Bidoof. It's not hard to catch.
Turn up the catch rating to legendary status.
Niantic, why would you do this to us?
It's not April Fool's, bro.
Why are we here? Just to suffer. From June 25th, a Friday, to July 1st, a Thursday, a.k.a. just under a week. On your local times, Bidoof will be appearing more often in the wild, in raids, and in encounters for you to complete event-exclusive field research. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny Bidoof. Our preliminary research suggests that the rate at which Bidoof will be appearing in the wild will increase over the course of the event, so at first, it might be rare. And at the end, it's going to be everywhere. On certain days of the event, Bidoof you encounter will know attacks that they normally cannot learn. On Thursday, July 1st. Let's see. On Thursday, July 1st, from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., so a little 3 hours longer than a normal community day, and it's a Thursday, which is weird. And this is your local time. You can use a charge TM to teach Bidoof any of the attacks that are listed below. We'll get to those. After the event, you can use an Elite Charge TM to do the same. Okay, so you can use a basic Charge TM to teach Bidoof any of the attacks. Again, it's just a Charge TM, so it's going to random roll any of the available attacks. You can use an Elite Charge TM to do the same after the event. During each of the times listed below, you can encounter Bidoof that know the following attacks. This is strictly Bidoof and not Beaver. This is only Bidoof.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, Bidoof, when evolved with one of these moves, will not know that move. So, from Friday to Saturday, so the 25th and the 26th, you're looking at Bidoof with Shadow Ball, which is nice. That is nice. Little Cup, catch these suckers with as little attack as possible and under 500 CP. That's what you're looking out for. Shadow Ball will absolutely destroy
OP meta Bronzor,
yes. So if we ever go back to the Baby Cup or the Little Cup or whatever they called it initially, also in general, some of these moves are fantastic coverage. Jesse, do you mind looking up the fast move availability for Bidoof for me?
I'm going to go to PV Poke and they're going to be like, why are you looking at this Pokemon?
Why are you looking at Bidoof? From Sunday to Monday.
It's not even on here.
It's not on PV Poke?
Give me a minute. Yeah. I'll figure it out.
So from Sunday to Monday, you're looking at Bidoof with Thunderbolt, which is a, 2-bar charge? 1-bar charge?
Thunderbolt's 2-bar.
2-bar. And then from Tuesday, June 29th, my birthday, to Wednesday, June 30th, not my birthday, Bidoof with Ice Beam, which is whack. Also, I believe a 2-bar charge. I believe Thunderbolt and Ice Beam share the exact same stats. So,
all right, you ready for its normal move pool?
Give me its fast move pool, because I want to know how fast we're getting to Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, or Ice Beam.
Tackle or takedown?
So we're not really getting to Shadow Ball or Thunderbolt or Ice Beam. Cool. What's the fast moves for Beaver?
Water Gun, I know for a fact.
I think water gun is its go-to.
Takedown.
Takedown? Yeah, water gun is its go-to. Gross. Okay, again, little cup, Bidoof with these 3 moves. The one thing to keep in mind...
All right, are you ready for this?
No.
Tackle stats. Power 5. Energy +5.
Okay.
Or no, sorry. PvP power 3. PvP energy +2.
Okay.
PvP turns 1.
It's just abysmal.
And then takedown.
Is it more damage in a longer period of time? It's just more
5 for +8 for 3 turns.
It's just bad. Wow. Yeah, that's not good.
I want a Bidoof mirror match. Let's go.
Talk about painful. Okay. Again, little cup, Bidoof. You're looking for as low attack as possible, as high HP and defense as possible, and below 500 CP. Or at 500 CP. Shadow Ball's probably your premier here. Thunderbolt and Ice Beam give it some interesting coverage. I mean, you're looking at not as fantastic coverage as things like Linoon. Like other normal types have some pretty interesting coverage. What other charge moves does Bidoof have access to? Is it just normal type moves?
Its charge moves are Hyper Fang and Power Whip.
Okay, so Power Whip with... Is Power Whip a normal type or is that a grass?
That's grass.
Okay. Is that a 2-bar or 1-bar?
2-bar.
2-bar? Okay. So Power Whip and then any combination of Power Whip, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, or Ice Beam. Or I think if you second move a Pokemon or second move a Bidoof and you use an elite or use a charge TM, you can rotate through any combination on July 1st. It doesn't seem to be specific that you can only have one of these moves, so there's a potential you can mix and match those moves.
Yeah.
Realistically,
I think during that window that you mentioned was probably the best time to do it.
July 1st.
Yeah.
Realistically, I think Shadow Ball as the additional coverage is what you're going to be looking for as your primary. And then any combination of Shadow Ball and Thunderbolt or Ice Beam or Power Whip, depending on how you want to build it.
Yeah.
The other thing, actually, I wanted to take a look at, and Jesse, I don't know if you're still on PV Poke, if that's what you used
can
to.
be.
What CP does Bidoof max out at? Can it get anywhere near Great League?
Probably not.
Probably not, but I kind of want to know.
Working on.
XL, Best Buddy Bidoof. What are we looking at here?
815.
815? Don't use it. It's not good enough. It's not good enough fast moves, so even maxed out Best Buddy, please don't. There's going to be somebody that does it for content, and I wouldn't blame anyone for doing it, but in general use case, don't do it. Unless you hate yourself or your
nope, never
resources.
mind. You haven't got to that part in the article.
The next thing, the reason that I doubt that Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, or Ice Beam will be eligible on B-Barrel is that the next bullet point here on the article on PokemonGoLive.com is, evolve Bidoof anytime during the event to get a B-Barrel that knows a Hyper Beam. It's going to learn Hyper Beam. Which B-Barrel's Water Gun into Surf, or what is the other one? Body Slam? It's what? Is it Surf and Body Slam on B-Barrel?
Yeah, it's Surf and Hyper Fang.
Hyper Fang? Hyper Fang is what, a 2-bar?
Yeah.
So Hyper Beam's a 1-bar charge. I mean, again, the memes, you could beam, get beamed. Someone's going to do it for content. B-Barrel with Hyper Beam, other than a normal type raid offensive Pokemon, not usable. And even then, B-Barrel caps out, sub 2500, so using it as a raider is suboptimal.
Yeah.
Not necessary and underwhelming. Additionally here, Team Go Rocket has plans to cash in on the Bidoof breakout and have turned more Bidoof into shadow Pokemon. So get out there and save those Bidoof. These poor beavers, don't let them stay in the shadows. Probably, has Bidoof been a shadow before?
No.
No?
This is its first time.
My thought is that its purification cost is either going to be 1K or 3K, which means it is a very optimal farm for Shadow Bidoof to hold and hoard a bunch of Shadow Bidoof for a lower purification cost for event research in the future that requires you to purify Shadow Pokemon.
Yeah.
Since I don't have
kind
that,
of like you do with the Zubat.
yes, exactly what you do with Zubat, because it has a 1K cost to purify. Capture and hold a bunch of those for lower purification costs when you get to research that asks you to purify 7, 8, 15 Pokemon. So, because the Stardust costs, y'all, it adds up. You will also be able to get Bidoof stickers from spinning Pokestops and opening gifts. Cool. Bonuses. This is probably the coolest part of the event. On certain days throughout the week, different in-game bonuses will be available. 2 times Catch XP from Friday, June 15th to Saturday, June 26th. 3 times Catch XP from Sunday, June 27th to Monday, June 28th. And 4 times Catch XP from Tuesday, June 29th to Wednesday, June 30th. Keep an eye out for more details on what's to come Bidoof-wise on Monday, June 28th. Ready or not, the Bidoof are coming. It is an inevitable fact, an indomitable truth even, and we must prepare. Let's go. This is the memeiest event they could ever put out. I'm here for it.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. Besides literally calling the title of the Solstice event Get Your Body's Regi.
Okay, that's fair.
This, considering them calling an inevitable fact an indomitable truth that Bidoof are coming, because we all know Bidoof is an utter meme. The only other thing
it's
is
as good as the Mudkip memes.
it's the Mudkip memes, the surprised Pikachu, which would be, oh my god, if they gave us an alternate Pikachu with the surprised Pikachu face, oh my god, please, Niantic, if you're listening, please. Cowboy Hat Caterpie can wait. Cowboy Hat Caterpie can wait. Give us surprised Pikachu face.
Mr. Maximus with the comment, get body regied. Gets body regied.
The
seductive Trico is the best sticker. I agree.
The only other meme that they could fully embrace is the Lord Helix.
Ooh.
Which would be hilarious. I don't know if at what point in time they ever do a fossil event. Maybe with what's it called?
They already banned Bird Jesus.
Bird Jesus has been banned. That's true. That's true. They didn't mention that they banned Bird Jesus. They just mentioned that they banned Pidgeot. So, yeah, I think beyond doing a fossil event and praising Lord Helix, Thirsty Trico, I need to go in game and I need to review this. On a 0 to 10, how thirsty is this Trico? I will rate it. This is the content that you tune into the Pokemon Go, the premier Pokemon Go PvP podcast for, right? Seductive Trico. It's
the Jeff Goldblum Trico.
This is Hot or Not with your boy Steven. Stickers. Am I looking at the right Trico? It's the one where he's like kind of reclining.
Yes, that's the one.
Scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving it a 7.
He's a grass type though, not a fire. I'm sorry.
He's going for that grass. I don't know. I mean, yeah. The seductive Trico sticker is he's probably going to receive, but he's also probably going to give, So
He just wants you to know he's here for him. So he's
yeah,
here for you.
he's here for it. He's here for it, whatever it may be. Unlike Batman.
Slap that on a good gift and send it.
Unlike Batman, this Trico, he does in fact. And if you've paid attention to Twitter over the weekend, you know what I'm talking about.
So, closing thoughts on the Bidoof event.
The memes, man. The memes. 4 times catch XP, that is nothing to sneeze at. So if you feel like spending money on generous Trico, it's a great way to put it. That's what it is. It's generous Trico. If you don't mind spending on incense or lures and hitting up spots and just catching literally everything, you can get a massive amount of XP. So, yeah, that 4 time catch XP. The unfortunate thing is it's midweek. It's Tuesday and Wednesday. Like, that's just unfortunate. Nothing we can do about there. But, like, that's
I mean,
that's
essentially
a nice
you can
chunk.
just turn your Go Plus on at work and it should catch
if you
them.
have spawns around you, yeah. I mean, if you're able to, so it's 12 a.m. on June 29th, aka midnight on June 29th, all the way through 11:59 p.m. on June 30th. So it doesn't stop at night. So if you just play nonstop, or if you buy enough incense, lucky eggs, and can spin enough stops to continually have Pokeballs, you can basically stack incense and lucky eggs for the full duration of the event and probably get way too much XP.
Make an alt account, name it something Bidoof, just catch Bidoof. See how much XP you can get off just that.
Just get enough lucky eggs and incense.
But you'll get that leveling up. You'll get 1 to 10 in like an hour.
Right. But I'm thinking of stacking it so that there is literally 0 downtime between the start of the event and the end of the event.
Jeez. I'm sure somebody out there will put out the numbers.
That would be nuts. This final sentence seems to say that there might be more information when it starts, or partway through it on the 28th. So who knows?
For me, couldn't come at a better time. One of my level up challenges for level 48 is catch 480 normal types. So this works out great.
It's a lot of normal
these
types.
are all normal types. One thing to take away event, like we mentioned earlier, is this is a good chance to get a good little cup, potentially in the future, uniquely moved Bidoof.
Yes.
Or a good PvP by Barrel for Great League. By Barrel has shown up quite consistently in Sylph arenas because of its uniqueness and its typing and its coverage.
If waters
play a very
if like water types are generally banned, it's a normal water, so it's got some interesting coverage.
Yeah.
Of course,
this is a great opportunity to just stock up on XP. They're essentially giving away free XP with this event. Yes, the spawns suck, but it's also free Stardust, free experience. Just catch Bidoof.
Yeah.
Transfer them as you go.
It's XP. It's free. We're giving you XP.
I mean, it's not the optimal Pokemon, but at the same time, it's getting out of the way for now. We're getting the spiciest of memes out of the way right now. We're still not 100% out of COVID. There's other parts of the world that are still dealing with it. I'm fine with this event. Just yeehaw.
Give me a second.
If you don't want to catch Bidoof, don't play Bidoof. What are you doing? I'm scared.
Give me a second.
1.
No,
2.
I wanna get the script for this because I wanna I want to make the meme. I'm sorry.
So while Steven's looking it up again, it's Bidoof. It's funny. Yeah.
Nope, no one had. Does anyone have the full script of the free real estate meme?
Oh, stop it!
It's free. We're giving you free XP.
It's free.
It's XP. It's got a pool in the back. It's free, Jim. I'll pee my pants.
What?
Have you not listened to it?
Not the whole thing.
Go listen to it. It's 38 seconds.
Stop it.
We got the XP. You just got to bring your stuff here. It's a free XP for you, Jim. It's free. We're giving you the XP. That is the end of the... That's the end of the...
X Games? Nah, we give you free XP.
Here's some XP. That is...
There's a Bidoof event to divert your attention.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't give you enough Stardust at the beginning of GBL. A Bidoof. Oh, you guys are upset. Oh, do you guys like memes? Do you guys like memes? You want some? Do you want some fresh memes?
Audience well.
We got some fresh memes right out of the oven.
Oh no!
Dust of the He's got XP in the back. That's exactly. Go listen to that, Jesse.
No.
Sir Maximus is quoting it almost exactly.
What am I looking up?
It's free XP for you, Jim. It's the free real estate bit. It's 38 seconds long. It's, I think, the Eric Andre show. No, is it maybe it is the Eric Andre show.
I found it.
Yes. Just don't let your mic pick it up. Because that would be bad. While he's listening to that, and
you got to bring Pokeballs, but it's free XP.
It's free XP. Yeah, you got to bring your Pokeballs, but it's free XP. It's free XP. Let's see.
We should almost turn this into a Bidoof ad.
It's free Bidoof.
I almost want to turn this into a Bidoof ad.
It's got Bidoof.
PvPers, it's free XP.
It's free XP.
All you gotta do is bring your Pokeballs. It's free Stardust.
It's free Stardust for you, Jim. You do know the origin of that is that they made a free real estate ad for one person in particular, right? So there's one person. The free real estate is for Jim and only Jim, but they put out the ad for it so that they could get Jim's attention so that
top comment. Why are you all even commenting? Don't you realize this ad is for Jim Booney only?
It's for Jim Booney. This ad is targeted Jim Booney only.
Oh my gosh.
All right. That's some memes. Memes on memes. Nice meme sandwich.
Something I can never brain bleach.
It'll be stuck there. It's an earworm. It's not even a song.
So many Bidoof.
Meta-analysis?
Stop it.
Welcome to the meta-analysis.
Meta-analysis. Oh, why would we be looking at the Season 8 move updates? What are these? What are these? Why would we be looking at these? Jesse.
Yes?
What is this?
I don't know. I can't see it. Oh, there it is.
Poison. We had a poison rework. And
we talked about it last time.
We talked about it last time. We talked about the rework itself.
Yes.
But the one thing that I missed and that I wanted to revisit because it is important is that the poison rework changed the game. Changed the entire game. It turned the world upside down. if you want to go overboard. And what's the phrase? I'm losing it. The scope of the game has adjusted because poison types are now better. You might be wondering, Steve, what are you talking about? Poisons are better. How does that change things? Well, poisons are good against fairy types. And if poisons are better, you have better counters against fairy types, which means in general people are going to be maybe a little bit more nervous or a little bit less likely to run fairy types. Poisons are also good against grass types. And not that many people were running really good grass types, but people are going to be less impressed to run grass types.
Yeah.
You know what's good against poison?
Steel.
Psychics and grounds. Now.
Oh, you mean good against them? Yeah.
Good against them? Yeah. The confusion. Hey, I wonder why Mew and Defense Deoxys are dominating Venture Cup right now. Because if anyone was going to run poison, the recently buffed poison, they're going to get eliminated. They're going to get absolutely dominated. The ground types have never been quite impressive, but if you're looking at the one thing that is the optimal counter to poison types, it's Galarian Stunfisk. Could not be more relevant. So, I wanted to talk about the ever-fluctuating meta of type performance and the poison type rework here. I mean, I guess I'm boiling it down really simply. And the fact that the poison types got better moves. Things like Ariados that were on the fringes before is now being compared to Galvantula as the best spider or best spooter, or however you want to phrase it, with much better poison type moves. Things like Golbat already being really good, now having the Poison Fang with a defense debuff, a guaranteed defense debuff for your opponent. That's huge.
Yeah.
Nidoqueen getting a buff here with, I believe it was what? Poison. Is it Poison Jab or Poison Sting?
The Poison Jab got the buff. Poison Sting got an energy, more energy now.
Uh-huh. Well, which, like, Nidoqueen had...
Poison Fang was the move that really set it apart.
Yeah, Nidoqueen had a couple of these moves and now got much better. I think actually...
Much more relevant.
Yeah, it got Poison Fang as well. So, I think it had Poison... It had either Poison...
It had Poison Jab.
Yeah, it had Poison Jab, which now got buffed. And
it doesn't have Poison Sting.
And it now has Poison Fang, which makes it that much better. So... Oh, and Ariados now has Lunge too, which helps it. It doesn't have the flying counter with the electric, but as a bug poison, it performs very well with some really interesting buff, debuff chances here. So the increase in the performance of poison types now, while maybe not obviously seen, now of course initially we see a lot of Nidoqueen because as a ground poison it performs in a very interesting role of neutral to grass, also neutral to itself. So as a PvP performer, it's in an interesting spot. Initially, we see a couple of poison types jump up in usage because of this performance. And again, that's going to hamper fairy types, which are like their primary weakness is poison types. Fairy types usage is going to be a little bit lower. Realistically, the bulk of Azumarill is going to outlast this, but there are a lot more viable threats. Yeah. Who... Help me out, Dolphin. Are we talking about Nidoqueen here? Weak to ground? Nidoqueen has a very weird mirror.
Yeah, Nidoqueen is also weak to ground itself because of its poison.
It's weak to ground. It resists the primary poison type moves of itself. In its mirror matchup, it's basically who can get, is it an Earthquake, I believe? Who can get an Unshielded Earthquake off.
Yeah.
Or else it's basically just, lol, let's waste the time clock here.
Yeah, essentially. But that's a strat in its own.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, stall team 6. Or stall team 3. Like so the increase in poison usage, as I was saying, increases the potential of people running counters to it versus the people running things that are weak against poison. So it adjusts the overall usage. Now, I don't, as someone who doesn't delve into GBL every single day, I couldn't tell you where the usages are. I'm sure somebody has the Season 8 so far, like, usages or some of those the best stats that they can get. And I'd love to see where those usages are. But with the poison rework, I also want to bring up the fact that since we had slightly a bug adjustment a while ago, the grass update
That was a while
some point,
ago.
the grass update, I think before then, with, oh goodness gracious, it was Bullet Seed and Seed Bomb, I believe.
That sounds right.
Bullet Seed, Seed Bomb, and then a number of Pokemon, especially Sunny, Cherim, getting Weather Ball Fire.
Yep.
Grass types got a pretty big boon there. So you see the overall performance of grass types, something like Sunny, Cherim, things like Executor didn't really need Seed Bomb, but having Seed Bomb and Confusion, I think it takes 3 or 4 Confusions to get to a Seed Bomb, which is not quick, but also not allows it to get a little bit more play rather than just a straight fast move damage per second. It adjusts that usage. And so if you're running Mud Boys, you have to be careful of those grass types. Now, if you're running like realistically, when I was memeing it up on the Go Battle Night with a triple fairy or triple charmer, I'm not running a fairy in that instance. They're just 3 off-typed Pokemon that happen to have charm. But if I'm running 3 charmers and people are running poison, I'm going to get walled.
You're going to get walled and slammed.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to have a bad time anyway because running triple is very risky, but the increase in poison types adjusts everything. Charmchu. Yeah, I was running Charm Latias as a lead, Charm Raichu, and Charm Beartic. It was not great, but it was hilarious. And then I got serious for the all items rank rewards and went. What did I do, Jesse? It was
One of your previous teams that you used, wasn't it?
Snorlax. I ran Chunk. Snorlax, I think Hypno, and what was my third?
Was it Azu?
I don't think so. I feel like I was running. I could look in the VOD. Oh no, you posted. No, we posted it up in the main page, I think. Let me go check it. I will have to find it.
I'll look for it.
The rise of poisons make me wonder what's getting a rework next. And the primary things that come to mind for me, and Jesse, I would love to hear. I mean, you and I have already talked about this. We've talked about it before. I'd love to see a fire type rework because if a Pokemon has Ember, it's suboptimal, but it's usable. Incinerate is probably one of the better-ish charge moves for fire types I think the primary users of Incinerate are. It's oh goodness gracious! How am I forgetting the fire bird? Non-legendary.
Talonflame.
Talonflame and Typhlosion, I believe. I think there's one or two other Incinerate users, but it's not a very widely available move for fire types. Fire Spin in Alolan Marowak and I believe Ninetales. And even then, it's okay. Realistically, Fire Spin's the only thing that's keeping Ninetales from being absolutely broken, considering it has Psychic and Weather Ball Fire. If it had something like Incinerate, which I think it would be like 2 Incinerates into a Weather Ball Fire, that would be gross. But the available fast moves for fire types is very limited. One of my big complaints, and I think we talked about it on either the last episode or the episode before, is that in the case of fire, ice, and in some cases water, the Weather Ball move is a huge crutch. Huge crutch for Ninetales. Wouldn't be incredibly relevant as a fire type without Weather Ball Fire.
No, it wouldn't.
No, Beartick has Ice Punch. Abomasnow with Weather Ball Ice wouldn't be a relevant ice type because it would have Ice Beam, I think, Aurora Beam, maybe.
It's only as relevant. I mean, that's the case for most of the Weather Ball users too.
Yeah, they wouldn't be relevant without the Weather Ball.
Protoman and I were talking about it over the weekend. It's 65 damage for 35 energy.
And we were talking about it on Go Battle Night. And I'm saying that if I think it was the energy requirement went up a little bit, I would not be surprised. Because the spam ability, either the energy requirement or the damage dealt. So if the energy requirement went up or the damage dealt went down a little bit, I would not be surprised. Because Weather Ball is, bar none, one of the best moves currently. As far as the shield pressure, whether you shield it or don't, and how often you get to it, and the amount of damage it does if you don't shield it. It's worrying. And we're getting to a point where spammier Pokemon are, I've talked about this before as well, spammier Pokemon are more relevant. You don't really have the availability of slower Pokemon to outlast.
Yeah, because if you can just keep consistently, the biggest problem for me right now has been the charge move cooldowns. It's one of those things where when something uses a charge move, it doesn't stop the switch timer. And if you have something that can sit there and spam attacks every 3 to 5 seconds with charge moves, you can run down that timer fairly quick, and it can really frustrate your opponent because they build up all this energy to get a charge move off, and then they just swap right out after they use a charge move into something that would wall whatever you're going to fire. And you spend all that time and energy saving up to get that one move off, and they just yeet on out.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where it would really benefit to see some way of status effects making its way into the game. Because there's just so many Pokemon that bug, grass, and poison in particular that benefit from those status effects. If that's something, we've talked in the past from something as minor as making it harder to hit your bubbles with charge moves, making your fast attacks take longer, or not being able to swap out would really make a big difference.
So let's see. Going back to the type reworks that I would love to see, I think fire types is something we've talked about before.
Yep.
Will-O-Wisp, we need Will-O-Wisp. I think we still need Will-O-Wisp because fire types still don't have the buff debuff availability.
I mean, make that an Icy Wind clone. That's really all you need.
Make it an Icy Wind clone. Make it a legitimate. Make it an Acid Spray clone, but slightly better. Because even this rework to Acid Spray that we got earlier on still doesn't make it that much usable.
I mean, I don't know if you've played much Ultra League, but there's a Scavalier running around everywhere
using acid spray. That's fantastic.
Yes, it's
I love
obnoxious.
That. That's fantastic. Fire types need one. I would love the availability of one or two adjustments to either the current charge moves or a better charge move that's more available to more fire type Pokemon, as well as Flamethrower being more relevant and usable. Maybe Fire Fang being more relevant and more. I mean, Fire Fang is relevant and usable, but it's not on a lot of Pokemon.
I recently started trying out Hippowdon for Ultra League
Mm-hmm.
with Fire Fang, the new Rock Weather Ball, and what is the Body Slam, and it just doesn't compete. It's unfortunate, but
the energy
it's
gain
just
is
where
just
it's
not
at.
there. Let's see. What was the other? There was another fire type charge move that's just abysmal. And like Flamethrower is tied with. Flamethrower is tied to Ice Beam and Thunder or Thunderbolt or whatever. Of like this, it does the same damage, the same energy cost. Flame Wheel is bad. Flame Wheel is really
Flame Wheel's pretty bad. Fire Blast is probably the worst though.
Fire Blast 2 is one of those things of like these are just objectively bad moves, and I don't mind having an objectively bad move or two in every type. It feels like the premier fire type move in the game currently is
Incinerate or Weather Ball.
Weather Ball. Flamethrower. That's a great way to put it. Flamethrower.
I mean, the biggest problem for things like electro types and fire is they're not defensively built. So getting to those moves takes a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, fire.
That's the big thing.
Fire and electric types are built as more status effecty.
Yeah.
Or speed based. So the other there's of course I can go through the laundry list of types. The other one I would love to see an additional rework, ice types.
Yeah.
Because it's in the case of ice types, it's Powdered Snow or Get Out, and it's Weather Ball Ice. In the case of Frostlass, somehow you get to an Avalanche incredibly quickly because of Powdered Snow. I mean, it's Powdered Snow or Get Out for ice type fast moves.
Yeah.
As far as ice type charge moves in general, because of how amazing Powdered Snow is, realistically, because you can get to an Avalanche. An Avalanche is a 1-bar charge. Weather Ball Ice is available on a ton of Pokemon. Let's see, I think
it's only 3 right now, isn't it? It's Alola, Ninetales,
Snowy Castform,
and then Abomasnow.
Frostlass.
Oh no, Frostlass has Avalanche.
Oh, as far as Weather Ball?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd love to see Galele perform well, but it can't.
Yeah.
Galele has.
It doesn't have Powdered Snow.
Galele has more defensive stats too.
Yeah,
but
that's true. Yeah.
Not viable.
Yeah.
And I think the problem with giving say you do the buff to fire type moves and fire types in general, and then give a buff to ice type moves, what are the ice types going to do? What are the ice types countering? Because the fire types are going to be a lot more prevalent. And that's kind of the problems with doing these move reworks, is that currently we saw the grass get buffed, the bug get buffed, which didn't have a full rework, but it had, I think, 2 or 3 adjustments there so that the bug would help beat the grass. Grass has never been incredibly impressive anyway. It's been prevalent, but it hasn't been outstanding. I think water, again, is bar none the best, with things like surf, again, waterfall, bubble, depending on charge moves or depending on fast moves in some cases. Water gun's not great. It's just like Ember, where it could be better. And then waters normally getting a ton of waters getting Mudshot.
Yeah.
So,
but I think that's always been the consistent problem with water types is they have the defensive stats and the unique ability to have almost every move.
yes.
I mean, they even have psychic beats on what moves they can learn.
Yeah, it's wild. Some of the water types I would never want to see a buff on. I think other than adjusting a couple of moves that I would love to see a little bit more relevance, maybe maybe an actual water type fast move that's reasonable. Not that bubble isn't. It's all right.
Yeah.
Although realistically, if you were to look at the overall meta, water types don't necessarily need to be touched. They're in a pretty darn good spot. Because grass types got adjusted, bug types got adjusted. Now we have poison types getting adjusted, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see in this sort of the way that they're adjusting types is the previous one is getting beat by the next two or so.
Yeah.
So in this particular instance, it wouldn't surprise me if fire types got a rework next. Ice types aren't great. Again, love to see an adjustment to ice types.
All the main series as well.
True, ice types have been fairly niche. Their biggest use case is beating dragons, but we now have fairy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'd also like to see a steel rework. We need some better steel fast moves.
Absolutely, we need to see a steel rework. I think either next we see a fire type rework or we see a steel type rework, because what we have for steel,
got to balance out against the poisons.
Yeah, something's got to balance out against the poisons, and steel type moves are atrocious.
Yeah.
They are terrible. So Metal Claw. Let's see. So Metal Claw, currently things that are reasonable. Metal Claw, Gyro Ball. That's it? What am I missing?
I think that's about it.
Yeah, make one good steel type fast move. The problem is they're going to make one good steel type fast move, and 3 Pokemon are going to know it.
Yeah.
And one of those is going to be Glalie.
Yeah.
And Glalie's not good.
No. Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, I think with Glalie's Mega, does it become Ice Steel? Or does it become Ice Ghost as well? Ice Dark? Okay.
So 4 times weakness to fighting.
Mirror Shot is bait. Heavy Slam is okay. Yeah, it's give me a steel type that buffs defense. Buffs self-defense, maybe?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Steel is one of those types that actually does boast from being able to buff its defense.
Flash Cannon got nerfed. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can pull up. Let me pull up the current Pokemon Go moves. I want to know what's in all Pokemon moves, Pokemon Go, and Steel. Here's what we got. Via Pokemon.gameinfo.io. Quick moves of Steel Wing, Iron Tail, Metal Claw, and Bullet Punch. I'd love to see Bullet Punch become better. If it became a counter clone, holy cow. Holy cow. The problem is, I don't think anyone knows it, so let me see if I can look up what we have. Base damage 9, DPS 10. Oh, no, that's not. PvP damage 6. Damage per second 6.7. Energy per second 6.8 or 7.8. That's okay. Pokemon with this move: Machamp, Hitmonchan, Caesar, Hariyama.
There's
Metagross,
a lot of fighters
Lucario,
that have
Pangoro.
it. But I think that's their coverage move against the fairies if they don't learn Poison Jab.
Yeah. I mean, if Lucario got it, it would have Stab. And or Lucario has it, it would get Stab. And if it were a counter clone, say goodbye to poison types, say goodbye to ice types. What else is steel? What else is steel super effective against? Rock Ice Fairy. So
yeah. Steel is never meant to be an offensive type. it's always been a defensive wall. I mean, look at Bastion. Look at what is it? The big G-Fisk.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love Metal Claw to be better. I think Empoleon has Metal Claw.
Yeah.
Tell me Metal Empoleon. Sandslash Alolan form. That would be amazing. Regular Sandslash. That would be amazing. Doug Trio Alola form. That would be quite a meme. Quite a meme. Aron and Laron have Metal Claw, but Aggron doesn't.
Yeah, but Aggron performs pretty well as it is.
So
that should be one that gets a community day next, probably.
If we get a community day and Metal Claw gets buffed, sick. And it got Metal Claw, it would be.
I mean, I know enough people complain, it's Aggron, it doesn't need a community day, it already hit SmackDown.
Yeah, but give it a usable
charge move.
Yeah, give it
it's
usable.
It's got pretty good coverage on charge moves.
Give it a usable steel type move though.
Yeah.
Registeel has it, which would make it gross. Although lock on is going to be very hard to beat considering its charge move. Dialga with a usable Metal Claw.
Yeah,
Galarian,
that would definitely change up that league.
Galarian Stunfisk with a usable Metal Claw.
I mean, I'm trying to think what are the instances of steel type moves that we have yet to see put into the game? Because there's not a lot that are non-stat based.
I believe you and I have gone over this.
Have we? Okay. That would surprise me either, though.
I want to say it's not a lot.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Let me see if I can pull up the Cerebi type listings. This is the attack dex for Sun and Moon, which is still... No, wait, hold on. Let me get my things here. Did I click the... I think I did click my timer. Let's see. Anchor Shot. Although that sounds like it's something...
It's limited to that one anchor one, though, isn't it?
Yes. Delmise?
Yeah.
Automize?
Automize is a speed boosting an attack, I think.
Let's see. Bullet Punch. Corkscrew Crash. That's a Z move. Doom Desire is... Jirachi, that is correct. Flash Cannon, Gear Grind, but that seems limited. Gyro Ball, Heavy Slammer in the game. Iron Head.
I think we have Iron Head. That sounds like a fast
yes, we
move.
do. It's a charge move.
It's charged. Okay. But that's a great move that it could get for Community Day, because I don't think Aggron has Iron Head.
Yeah.
I'll pop into PV Poke here real quick.
Iron Tail.
So currently Aggron for fast moves has Smackdown, Dragon Tail, Iron Tail. Charge moves are Stone Edge, Heavy Slam, Thunder. So it does have Heavy Slam. It doesn't necessarily need another Steel type move. What is it really afraid of? It's really afraid of Psychic or Fire and Ground. Fire, Ground, and Fighting.
Give it Surf.
I mean, Gen 1, you know what one of the funniest jokes was? Rhydon could learn Surf in Gen 1.
It's a rock. It should sink.
It should.
Should. Asterisk.
It should.
Let's see.
But yeah, I mean, there's multiple options they can give to Aggron for Community Day. It just depends on what they decide to do.
Magnet Bombs in the game. Which one is this one? Metal Burst is one that is not in the game.
That's nasty.
The user retaliates with much greater force against the opponent. The last inflicted damage on it. That sounds like a counter.
Yeah, it's essentially a reversal. Steel reversal.
Non-damage. Meteor Mash is already in the game. Mirror Shot, I think, is in the game.
It can learn the element punches.
Cool. Aggron with the element punches. That's great.
I'm just looking at its total move list here.
It
can learn Body Slam.
Smart Strike is not in the game. The user stabs the target with a sharp horn. This attack never misses.
Okay, it can learn superpower. It can learn earth power.
I don't think I don't know if Aggron's. Honestly, I would love to see Metal Claw on Aggron and Metal Claw get
A rework.
a rework. Yeah.
Would you rather have it be? Oh, where would we put it? Because it's a pretty fast move as it is, isn't it?
Or in the best instance, it gets Metal Claw on the Steel rework. Metal Claw gets better, and it gets a community day, and it gets maybe Fire Punch or something, or it gets Surf or something else.
And then it won't be the laughing stock of raids anymore.
Yeah, it'll still be the laughing stock of raids because it's
people like to diss on it.
It's an underpowered T-Tar for rock type damage.
It really is.
But for PvP, it might actually be pretty darn good.
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. I'd love to see Steel. The types that absolutely don't need it, we've already talked about water, doesn't need a rework. Ghost, I think, has enough play between Shadow Claw. Let's see, Shadow Claw, Hex, Shadow Punch?
Yep, Shadow Punch
Ball.
is really good at either just straight out dishing damage or baiting.
Let's see, Ground. I would love to see a small adjustment to Ground, so maybe a mid-season rework.
Just make Dig better.
Just make Dig better. Diglett has, or Doug Trio has such a good, it has an amazing stat spread. Caps out just at 1,500 at level 40, and Dig is its primary move, and it's not good.
Yeah.
It's absolutely abysmal.
That's how we balance it.
Yeah.
Just
it already has Dig. Just make Dig better.
Diglett, Dig, Diglett, Dig. No.
No, stop. You hit bedrock. Oh, no. Fighting types reasonable. Normal will never get a rework. Normal will get adjusted. There's no reason for normal to get any better because it's already...
I mean, the best normal moves are in the game.
It's already mediocre, and there's no reason. Normal should not get any better. I imagine fighting type would get a small tweak. Fighting wouldn't get a full rework. It's pretty darn usable, and with what's relevant now, I can't imagine adjusting a whole lot. Flying types have gotten adjusted. Poison types, we just got the rework. Ground, the Dig. Just Dig. Yeah. Rock types might be interesting. It might be another one where I see 1 or 2 adjustments rather than a full 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Bug, we've got a small update too. We've talked about the core. Electric's one that I might see small adjustments in the future, but it's so very
Wild Charge is the staple electric move.
Yeah, and depending on what you're running, things like Thunder Punch, it's got a handful of usable fast moves.
Yeah,
with high speed and
with the rework to Volt Switch, it really put the electric back in the field.
Yeah. Psychics are weird. I think Confusion shouldn't be touched. I think it's in a really good place, but things like Zen Headbutt, Psycho Cut is in an interesting spot. Although if they buffed Psycho Cut, Mewtwo would get grosser, so maybe don't do that.
Don't give anything else Psy Strike. Just keep it on Mewtwo.
Yeah. I think I'd love to see them adjust Zen Headbutt because there are Pokemon that have it. And it's
make it an Incinerate clone is what I think they should do.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting as an Incinerate clone.
I mean, but that's kind of what Confusion is already.
I would have to look at the stats, but they're probably comparable.
Yeah.
Ice types need an adjustment. Dragon types are weird where
Dragons either hit really quick, light peppered hits, or they just nuke.
Yeah, I think dragons are in an interesting spot currently, and I don't think they necessarily need adjustments.
No. They just need more options as far as other moves, because Dragon Tail is your fast. Dragon Tail is your hard-hitting fast move, while Dragon Breath is your very fast, energy-gaining fast move, which also chips really good. And then as far as your charge attacks, you have Dragon Claw, Outrage, Draco Meteor, and there's one more I'm forgetting about. Twister, yeah. Twister's bad.
I think with Dragon's overall damage resistance, buffing Dragon type moves is kind of a bad play.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it
fairies
already
are starting becoming a little bit more relevant, so
yeah, I think
people are a little bit more hesitant to just straight out run dragons.
Yeah, we'll see. I think we're getting into an interesting spot where Dragon's versatility is reasonable, but the counters are there. I think with a buff to ice types, then dragons might get the dragon type might not get buffed, but you might see dragon type Pokemon getting additional movesets to help cover.
Yeah, give Dragonite superpower already. Come on, Niantic.
Dark types are a weird one. If I ever see thoughts?
Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I think dark types are in a really weird position because they do not have a good fast move for damage, for just straight damage.
Right.
Dark types alone have to rely on charge moves. The benefit is most dark types are built pretty bulky, though, because you got your Umbreons, you got your Obstagoon, you got what's the stupid vulture that I'm seeing everywhere right now? Mandibuzz. Not so much with Honchkrow, but for the general most part, dark types are pretty bulky, and they do have good energy gaining moves. All right, so yeah, you got it up here. Bite, Feint Attack, Snarl, Sucker Punch. Bite is atrocious, but it's the Dragon Breath clone for dark types that doesn't have quite the energy that Dragon Breath does. But when you look at the charge moves here, Payback, Foul Play, and Dark Pulse, Night Slash, Crunch. Crunch is a great dark type charge move because it's either a bait or a good chunk of damage. Night Slash is a great buff move. You play the bet on it because it's not a guaranteed percent that you get the buff, but at the same time it also creates pressure, and that's for dark types. Their dark type moves are what they are. They're tricksters, they're pranksters, you have to play guessing games, much like with the ghosts. You have to be respectful of dark types, but only when it comes to their charge moves.
I think. Do I still have it up here? I do. Weird. They're using the same icon as Pokemon Go Live. The one that's not here that I would be very interested to see maybe as a quick move with more damage would be Pursuit.
Yeah.
Because it's a really weird one in the same vein of counter being a great damage type move, but it's it has additional, what's it called? It's an effect move basically. It's a conditional move in the main series games.
It's a conditional move, yeah.
Charm is being huge damage, but it's a defense debuff in the main series game.
Yeah.
So like Pursuit is if a Pokemon is leaving the field, it's able to do damage.
It does more damage if the Pokemon was swapped in.
So Pursuit would be would keep with that tradition of these moves really shouldn't be fast moves and really shouldn't be straight like damage moves, but they are.
Yeah.
So now what Pokemon are you giving it to is important because things like it has to be
Umbreon doesn't need it.
Umbreon doesn't need it because if you make let's say hypothetically you make a Pursuit a Charm clone, Umbreon's gross. You give it to what is it called? Scrafty.
You want to give it to things that make sense for it to have it. Scrafty does.
But Scrafty already has like high attack, so that makes it makes it gross. Threat. That makes it a bigger threat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other dark type that are on the fringes of usage, and I can't think of any.
Would be great.
Mightyena might be interesting, although it's very attack weighted.
Yeah.
And the fighting types will eat it for breakfast.
There's the Ice Darks, this Sneasel and Weavile. But they have good kits. It's just their defensive IVs suck. Or defensive stats.
Shiftry would be interesting. Sableye would be absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting. It would need to be deleted by fairy types.
Yeah.
There's a couple of ghost types that if they got it would be interesting.
Yeah.
Like
Especially as a dark
Dusclops,
type move.
Dusclops or Dusk Noir would be really interesting.
Yeah, they need something because they're slow.
What does Greninja have in the main series games? I'm going to look up what Greninja has in the main series games. Give me...
Has ever tried one of these bars?
Why is... Yeah, Twitch. Why is that open too? Weird. Greninja.
It has water shuriken.
Great. That's great. That's a move in the game that we haven't seen
That'll
before.
be its community move. It won't get Hydro Cannon.
That'll be its second community day move. No, don't shush me. It's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to have two different... Where is Cerebi? There we are, Greninja. It's going to have two different community days. It's just like Charizard with Dragon Breath, where there's no reason...
No,
Dang, that's a dope shiny. Or is that Ash Greninja?
I can't see it.
No, that's Ash Greninja. That is a dope shiny.
The black, yeah.
It goes to like Darkrai
Yep.
colors. That's sick. Bubble, quick attack, lick. Oh my god, lick. Ugh. Oof.
On a dark type, though,
Does it already have lick?
in the mains. No, not in Pogo.
Faint attack. It doesn't have pursuit via level up.
Substitute would be so gross in
Nah.
Pokemon Go.
It's a charge move, but it adds a shield back to your count.
Well, no, it drains you of some HP, but whatever charge it blocks the next charge move.
Huh. That could be a thing.
That'd be gross.
It does not know pursuit. It can learn Icy Wind via the move tutor.
Gross.
I mean, realistically, with as glassy as it is, that might be
Power Up Punch.
Continental Crush. Oh no, these are Z moves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. I could learn Smackdown.
The nice thing about Greninja from the main series games is its unique ability, Protean,
Uh-huh.
where whenever it used the move, it became that type.
Oh, interesting. Before the Pokemon uses a move, it becomes a pure Pokemon of that type. So it always gets stab.
Yep.
Wild. What's its attack stat? Give me them stats. Give me them statties. There's a pun somewhere. Where are your stats? Bottom? Very bottom? I don't know. Let's see. Max stats. Base stats 530. 72 HP. A 95 attack. 103 special attack. 122 speed. There you go. God, this is going to suck. It already does. The lowest stat of a 67 in defense, a 71 in special defense, and a 72 in HP.
It's not meant to get hit. That's the thing.
Yeah. But boy, is it going to get hit.
It's a ninja.
Yeah. Pokemon Go, you can't dodge this.
Uses Swift. The evolution of Purloin.
Liepard?
Liepard.
I have said before, Liepard's moveset is...
It's pretty good.
It's bonkers. I was going to say the F word and say it's effing hilarious. Let me go to... let me see. Where is you? Where is you? It's so ridiculous. It's one of those ones that, like, it realistically should be a normal type because of the move diversity it has. Just isn't seen in Pokemon like this. So Liepard, Snarm or Charl. Wow. Snarm. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Snarm or Charl. Snarm or Charl. Snarl
I'm
and
gonna use-
Charm.
I heard. No, I can't even say it wrong.
I'm
Snarm. I've heard Snarm is pretty effective against
Snarm and Charl. That's going on a t-shirt. Snarm and Charl.
Charl. Use Snarm.
Oh man, if I wasn't gonna get like punched out and disowned, I might name a kid that. Snarm. Hey Snarm, how's it going? It's charge moves of Dark Pulse, Play Rough, Gunk Shot, and Payback. If Payback
That's
were
right,
any better,
one's got Payback. Yeah.
Play Rough is solid. Gunk Shot's not good, but it could be better.
What are you
Dark
talking
Pulse
about?
and
That's
Play
one of
Rough.
the best animated moves we have. Literally throwing
Literally
a trash
throws
can
a trash
at your
can.
opponent.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, I mean, as far as it's a dark type, but
Yeah.
it has the best fairy type moves in the game, and the
Roughly, yeah.
only fast fairy type move.
That's gross.
Its shiny isn't out. It could get a community day that no one would expect.
I feel like it'll be an event, but not a community day.
Yeah, if we ever get a Friday the 13th event about like luck or unluck.
Let's check the calendar.
When is the next Friday the 13th? It's a good question.
August.
August?
Yep.
Does October have one?
No.
We had like 3 or 4 months within like a 6-month period that had Friday the 13th.
You don't see another Friday the 13th until May of next year.
All right, August it is. Niantic, if you're listening to this, give us a Friday the 13th like lucky unlucky thing and give us
Absol spawning in the wild.
Absol spawning in the wild. Give us the shiny Liepard as like the black cat. Actually, now I'm curious to see what Liepard's shiny is. And you could do Bronzor as the mirror. God, what else could you do for like a lucky or unlucky? Ooh, it's red. Ooh, that's hot. I'm down for that. What's the small kitty? Yep, it turns into a black cat. Shiny Purloin goes to a black cat. That's great. So shiny Purloin, I'd love to see the mirror. There's no ladders. There's not a ladder Pokemon. What are the superstitions? Salt? Like
Bronzor
knocking
the
over the
mirror.
salt. Yeah, Bronzor the mirror.
Maybe that's the community question. What's the bad luck Pokemon?
we don't have coins. Well, bad luck and good luck. The superstitious event.
There you go. We're doing Niantic's work for them.
I should stop. I'm not getting paid enough for this. But, am I missing anything? Have we nailed it?
Community question, I think then just kind of wrap up.
Okay. Do you have an idea for the community question? Because I just said I kind of
No.
spaced on the community question. We'll figure something out. I've had family affairs to deal with today. Nothing terrible, but family affairs to deal with today. So my mind's been a little bit preoccupado. Community question. Oh, let me hit.
I think I got one.
Hold on, let me hit split. You better split like a banana before you crack like an omelet, gamer. I didn't make that up. It's great, though. It's a great line. Latest Battle Science podcast is out, and our new community question is, from previous episode, are you choosing the rock or pop for your GoFest musical theme? Bonus, submit a song in either the pop or rock category for a Battle Science curated playlist in preparation for Salteration? S&P is right for me. In preparation for GoFest. Full of references today. Goodness gracious, I need to stop. Dolphin at DolphDog93 on Twitter. Shout out to you, Dolphin. He's in the Twitch chat right now. Pikachu Pop, and the song would be Hot and Cold by Katy Perry. That's an addition. That's a bop right there. Trying to think of the lyrics. Yeah, that's a bop. An absolute banger. It's a unit. I'm going to stop before I embarrass myself any further. I'm in the wrong zone. Let's see. Jesse went with rock. We talked about this last episode, and Pikachu's Jukebox Double Trouble, which is ridiculous. Or literally anything from Family Jewels, or what is his name? That's his YouTube channel, right?
That sounds right.
He does rock covers of stuff and guitar covers. Bugcatcher Bryce on the Discord is saying rock and posts Dragon Ball Z's Rock the Dragon Extended. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. I apologize. Eric BN 262. My answer to the question depends on the theme choice. If the theme choice affects the Meloetta form for me, we'll get. I'm leaning towards pop for that reason. I have not delved into the different variants, and Meloetta is from, I believe, X and Y, so it was a game I did not play. Jamar is saying rock for sure, especially if Pikachu has Meteor Mash, and I don't know if my rock music is family appropriate. Actually, I'll add one song that is good for you. It can't be inappropriate if it doesn't have lyrics, and it is Metallica's Orion.
Oh, it's a great song. It's all instrumental.
I'll have to listen to that one.
It's great.
Bugcatcher Bryce says, well, since my original submission probably can't be found on Spotify, Boston's More Than a Feeling. I'll have to go back through and listen to these. Eric BN actually put together a playlist of some of his songs. He started the playlist and added a handful of songs already. So on the pop playlist, it starts with Band on the Run by Wings, I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles, Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys, Go On Your Way by Fleetwood Mac, Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads, Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie, which is fantastic, Take On Me by a-ha, One More Time by Daft Punk, Hey Ya by Outkast, Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. I'm going to maybe request that one gets removed. And, so good. Uptown Funk feat Bruno Mars, Mark Ronson, and Bruno Mars. On the rock playlist, we have Chuck Berry's Johnny Be Good, Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song remaster, Van Halen's 2015 remaster of Panama, Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb, Thunderstruck by AC/DC, Voodoo Child Slight Return by Jimi Hendrix, the 2019 remaster of Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones, CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival's Fortunate Son, Leonard Skinner's Freebird, Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses, and The Who's My Generation stereo version.
Oh, man, I might have to just download that playlist. That's way too good.
It's already there. I mean, you can, and I think we'll add stuff to this. I don't know if I can add to somebody else's playlist or how this works, but I'll figure it out. I'm not generally a Spotify user. I'm a YouTube Music user, but if we're putting this out for everyone to listen to, then we'll do some adjustments here. My recommendation, and it is I believe they're kind of exploding now because they had a 1-minute song called Barricades that exploded on, I believe, TikTok. TikTok or Instagram within the last year or so. It is action-adventure or action/adventure. One of their first EPs has songs that are themed after video games, and so at first I didn't realize that. Oh God, what was let me pull up the album here. Action Adventure. Let me spell it right. Action Adventure. See if I can pull it up on Bandcamp will work. You better not autoplay. I swear to God, if you autoplay, I don't want to get copyrighted. It's good stuff. I'm suggesting I've got a monster in my pocket, and yes, I've got a monster in my pocket is a Pokemon reference. Go look at the lyrics. It's awesome. It's a huge homage to Gen 1. Let's see. 4 stocks, no items. Vince Gannon is most certainly a Smash Bros. Reference.
I get that one.
The lyrics in there are reference Fighting Master Hand. Somehow I didn't realize that was a Smash Bros. Reference until I had listened to it about 25 times. It took me about 75 to 100 plays of I've Got a Monster in My Pocket before I realized it was legitimately every single lyric in the song was referencing Pokemon somehow. Now, the problem is I am somehow missing which games. If 2 out of the 5 songs on this album are references to video games, especially classic video games, Family Matters, I have no idea what it's referencing, unless it's literally referencing the TV show Family Matters, in which case that's beyond me. Nightmare on Southfield could be something like a Silent Hill reference thing. Couldn't tell you. I never played the games. And the Great Dinosaur Atlas is beyond me as well. So if
that
somebody
sounds like
else...
Turok.
That might be Turok. Let me see. Please don't autoplay. Please don't... Oh, lyrics. You watch me drown myself in oceans of red through the faded lens of colored glasses. I ignored the warning signs and the red flags. This is a motion against hypothetic, an active demonstration of the aesthetics of keeping your word. I'll stick to my guns. My heart's a loaded clip, and I refuse to play the victim.
Huh. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody help me out, please. Please help me out. Action Adventure is fantastic. I would add that as it is
To the
pop
rock playlist.
It is pop punk, but it most certainly goes in rock, I believe. So
Okay.
of course I have so many other suggestions here. Winston the Champ says rock all day and suggests Lordi, Lordi, Hard Rock Hallelujah, and that is Finland's 2006 Eurovision Song Contest submission. Eurovision is hilariously awesome. If you haven't experienced any of Eurovision, go do so because it's amazing. And that's it. Of course, I've got a handful of other suggestions of primarily rock songs. I'm more of a rock person myself. If you haven't listened to anything of Circa Survives, Bring Me the Horizon, Architects, all solid submissions. If you want to hear something very weird that's an interesting mix of vibes of like mid lifespan of Linkin Park mixed with like vocal lyrical and a bit of influence from what I can only describe as Breaking Benjamin, go check out Starset. It's weird. It's also like super sci-fi influenced. So Jesse, what do you have for a community question? Do you have an idea for a community question?
So when will we be doing the next episode for Battle Science Podcast? So it'll be the 30th, correct?
29th.
Or yeah, you're right. The 29th. Your birthday, right?
Yeah, it's my birthday. So what do you got an idea?
I thought we had something in between. I was going to say, what are your plans for GoFest this year? Is a general question, but I think we should wait till we get closer to that date to ask that question. So
Yeah.
now the question that I had in mind doesn't make sense.
Next
There's
episode.
a great question.
Dolphin, next episode. How have you thought? Actually, this is an interesting question that's not at all a community question. What are your guys' thoughts on Jesse's audio quality? Because I've actually listened to a couple of episodes recently, and I gotta say it's kind of impressive. It could certainly be better, but for remote, it's solid. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
We've been doing remote for a year and some change now.
Yes. Yeah, next episode should be the first podcast.
The reuniting.
Yeah. I've got a couch to clear off, but and I'll have to adjust how I'm sitting because I'm in front of my desk now, and I'll have to sort of change where I'm sitting so that I'm more facing Jesse, or else he's podcasting towards me and I'm podcasting away from him, and that's just awkward.
Hello, I'm talking to the wall.
Yes, I'm talking to the wall, and Jesse is talking to my back. We got... Jesse, give me a yay or nay on this, because this one's a weird... We're in a weird scenario here.
Okay.
The Pokemon Go official Twitter stated that what were they called? The tours?
Yes.
Pokemon Go Safari Zones, was it?
Yeah.
The Safari Zones are going to be coming back. They didn't say when. They basically said, hey, we're going to do the Safari Zones of the events that we didn't get to in 2019, we're going to go back and do. Or no, 2020. The events from 2020 that we didn't get to do, we're going to do. And basically said, stay tuned. My question, and I mean, it's front loaded because, of course, I'm going to say, no, I don't think we're ready for it yet. I don't think we're ready for global travel on a grander scale, especially bringing together the Pokemon Go community for it. Again, the U.S. is in a reasonable spot. We're not where we would like to be. And the rest of the globe is, unfortunately, not in a good spot still. 2 weeks. Situation has really not changed. I'm curious to see when it happens. I know, Jesse, you asked me if I would want to go to St. Louis. The question is, when is it?
Yep.
And what are the tickets availability going to be? Because if it sells out immediately, I'm not going to, I imagine it's going to sell out immediately, but I'm not, in a huge rush to big global gathering with people. I would love to see next year's GoFest. I don't know if I really feel comfortable with the Safari Zones within the next couple of months.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Safari Zones, ? Yay or nay? That's not a great community question, though. Chat, you guys got anything? Sir Maximus, you still around? Got any memes? Best Pokemon meme?
Oh, that's a great community question. Share with us your best Pokemon meme. Let's just do that.
Well, do we want to rank the Pokemon memes? Whichever
Yes.
Pokemon meme. So, as an example, Mudkips. Do you like Mudkips? They are Surprise Pikachu.
No, I think we should have people submit.
Submit? Okay. So, individual
And then we'll
memes?
review them.
We will review. Okay. Of the first ever Battle Science meme review next episode.
To the Meporium.
Meporium? Oh, Memeporium.
I like that. Let's
The
do a
meme
meme review. For your birthday.
It's the memes. I can't pronounce it. Museum.
You can't
Memeseum.
pronounce museum.
The Memeseum.
Okay.
Seductive Shuckle. I can't say that on air. I can't say that on air. Sir Maximus, no. But I appreciate that you censored it.
We should make sure we ask for PG memes.
Yes. Please keep it reasonable PG. If you have swear words, then blank them out, because
just white them out.
Photoshop and video photo editing is very
Let's
available.
go with that. Give the Battle Science podcast the memeiest meme of
the
Pokemon.
Meme-soleum. I love that. The Meme-soleum of the Arbiter. What would you have your Arbiter do?
No.
DJ, yeah. Before we end up, DJ Kizza says, I think Safari Zones are a much better idea than GoFest because they can pick areas that are fairly COVID free. Well, you can pick areas that are fairly COVID free, but the problem is you can't necessarily ban someone that hasn't gotten the vaccine and doesn't want to wear masks and doesn't want to social distance. There's no way to make it safe.
Yeah, I went to a local waterfall over the holiday weekend. There's no way to keep people separated.
Yeah, so I mean you can like maybe limit it to particular regions and local players somehow, but you can pick a, I don't know.
Let's fix the lag in the new update. Did they ever try?
I was hearing, okay, somebody, maybe that's a post-show thing. Jesse, I know you got to scoot, but I don't mind hanging out here for a little bit longer and maybe raiding somebody. All right, actually, since Jesse, you got to go, I will talk to you guys about GBL lag in the post-show. And actually, I'm going to stop this recording and start recording that, and maybe that goes up as a Patreon bonus.
Do you want to do the outro, though?
Yes, we're doing the outro. Like I'd miss the outro. Thank you for listening to the Battle Science Podcast. I have been Steven. That has been Jesse. You can catch up with all of the Battle Science content via twitch.tv/battlescience. I'm doing spinny points. YouTube.com says we're at 31 subscribers. We need 100. So 69 more subscribers.
Oh,
no. 69 more subscribers, and we can get youtube.com/battlescience as long as somebody else hasn't already taken it. Fingers crossed. Subscribe over to YouTube. Podcasts go up there on YouTube at roughly the same time that it goes up on podcast services around the globe. You can catch up the Battle Science Podcast on podcast services around the globe, of course. Patreon.com/battlescience. You can catch the Battle Science Podcast a day or 2 days early versus the regular release, as well as the Battle Science After Dark podcast and other stuff. As we go along, we'll put other stuff there. Follow us for the memes and the absolute adorableness that we are on Twitter at battle_science. Email us. Please email us. Absolutely email us. Please email us. I'm desperate for the attention. battlescience.podcast@gmail.com. Sir Maximus, when the next big enough tournament on the West Coast happens, where we're at the same tournament, not that I ever did a whole lot of hugging before, but I have severely missed, I don't know, maybe just a firm handshake. Depends on how you're feeling. Firm handshakes, hugs, was it chest bumps? Remember, that's a mid-2000s thing for you. Chest bumps, whatever. People, the next biggest tournament on the West Coast, we'll find a way. All of the peoples will find a way. Buy you drinks first and then we hug. Yes. You'll buy me drinks, we'll hug, and then after that, I take a smoke break. That's how that works, right? Something like that.
Jeez.
Email us at battlescience.podcast@gmail.com. Maybe at some point I'll get a less lengthy email. Maybe info@battlescience.com at some point, maybe. I don't know. Let the Pokemon Go flow through you. Do it, Anakin. I think that's it. What am I missing? Am I missing anything, Jesse?
Nope, I think we're good.
Cool. Community question will go up on the Twitter around Friday. Go answer that community question. Give us your sickest Pokemon memes. Doesn't even have to be Pokemon memes. The Discord. Join the Discord. It's free. Go join
Sir
the
Maximus, I'll give
Discord.
you a
There's
hug.
nothing wrong. Huh?
I said I'll give Sir Maximus a hug.
Okay. There's just go join the Discord. There's nothing stopping you other than sometimes it's quiet. I post bad memes. You have to put up with my pseudo charmers or pseudo fairies, whatever. Join the Discord. It's fun. Ask us questions. That's it. Thank you for the podcast. It's 2 hours still. I'm sorry. Sorry, Sir Maximus. We don't have the link. It should be down below in the if you're looking for the Discord, there should be a link in the podcast notes, in the Twitch page, and where else am I thinking? Should be on Twitter as well. Oh, and Jesse's got it in the Twitch chat too. So thank you everybody for joining us. The next episode will be the first episode in over a year and change. We will be in the same room. HR will be very happy.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, my dog will be so happy. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will catch you guys in 2 weeks. If you guys want to tune in for the Battle Science After Dark podcast, it's going to be up next week on patreon.com/battlescience. Thank you again to our Patreon producers. That's it. I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to stop the podcast right now.
That's it. That's the show.
That's the thing.